I got some breaking news right now on United Airlines. Let's get to Phil LeBeau. Phil.
Brian, not surprising following the news just a couple of days ago that Southwest was moving back its plan to return the MAX until later in the summer. United is now doing the same thing, now pulling the MAX from its schedule until September 4th. So that's right before Labor Day weekend, essentially taking the busiest part of the year, the peak summer travel season. The MAX will not be part of that for United. So we've heard from Southwest and United now pushing the MAX off of their schedule. The question is, do we hear the same from American? I said the other day, Brian, these guys tend to make their decisions relatively close to each other in terms of when they are going to be pulling the schedule of the MAX down. So we'll wait to see what we hear from American. Remember, in terms of MAX parked right now, 14 for United, 24 for American, 34 for Southwest, which is the largest operator of the MAX in the world.
Yeah, and Phil, quickly, the stock, by the way, down about 0.6%, not really moving on this news yet. You just broke it, though. I heard you on Southwest, I think it was yesterday. Where are they getting these dates? Do you think they're communicating with Boeing on the back end? Because Boeing doesn't want to get in trouble for that. Are they making the dates up?
There's communication with Boeing. There's communication with the FAA. This issue revolves around the fact that if you're setting your summer schedule, and let's say that you say, well, we're going to bring the MAX back in. Previously, it was in early June. And then you start selling flights to you and I. And now I'm planning to go to Los Angeles. And whoa, my flight has gone away. Now I got to be rebooked. And the summer season's already busy enough. It's a logistical nightmare. So in the case of United, they come out and say it in their report when they just announced this. It's just easier to pull it from the schedule. Now, let's say that the MAX gets recertified next week, ungrounded in 2 weeks. Could they start feathering MAX flights back in once the certification training is done for the pilots who will have to go into a simulator? Yeah, that's a possibility. But for now, the easier thing to do, where you don't want to upset your customers, pull it from the schedule. Then you can add it back in if possible, if, let's say, the MAX is certified and ungrounded much sooner than expected.
Okay, so we're probably going to see this from American Airlines coming up here soon. Because,
I'm sure.
Yeah, they're still at, what, June or something like this?
They're the only one that's still left in early June.
Okay.
So you've got Southwest in early August and United in early September.
Yeah, so expect that forthcoming Phil LeBeau news hit on American Airlines. Phil, thank you very much. Stephen, you just talked about United Airlines in our value play segment. Does this change your mind at all?
Not at all. Not in the least. The FAA came out and said we're going to unground them by summer, right? And it takes a while to get them back on. So, look, I'd rather have them flying, but it helps with capacity. So it's not completely negative. You'll see fares go up because there's less capacity. And with the China thing, that'll be back on. So it doesn't change my view. It's still a very cheap stock. Take another few pennies off, few nickels off of the estimates. Fine. We'll be behind this soon.
Shannon, I know I think you own Delta Airlines, DL. I mean, are they really in sort of the pilot's seat here, if you will? I mean, they don't have any 737 MAX exposure. And you wonder if they're going to start. I talked to an airline executive a couple months ago. He said, don't be surprised if Delta starts to softly market their Airbus lineup. In other words, wink, wink, fly with us. We don't have this plane.
Right. I mean, it is very difficult. Pilots are either Airbus pilots or Boeing pilots. So if you have an Airbus fleet and you have that in your pocket, I mean, I would also say that Delta's benefiting from some other tailwinds as it relates to their frequent flyer program and just their overall rating amongst those of us who spend a lot of time in the air. So I think that's a positive on that front as well.
You don't take the high-speed spectacular Acela down here from Boston, Shannon?
I do.
Average speed, what, 48 miles an hour?
Depends. If it's snowing, though, it's about 22.
JetBlue is Airbus's, and stock is just breaking above a one-year high right now. I used to own it. I'm not in the stock. It's still down from 3 or 4 years ago, but that one could get interesting if what you're saying
was it you? I don't know if it was you, Josh. I don't put words. I heard on halftime, I think a week or two ago, somebody suggested JetBlue could be a takeout target.
Not me.
Not you. Anybody?
No, but thank you for being a fan. Thank you for watching.
Of course. I care, Stephen. When you're on, I watch.